on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Yes, we are the trending topic. Three relationship profits. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy King Des here. Another episode of Brunch with the Boys. I'm doing fantastic. How we doing this evening, gentlemen?
Easy. What's good, everybody?
Hey, it's Mr. Gent out here, man. I'm drunk as fuck, though.
And I'm high.
I'm
sober.
Put it all the way together today.
It's
Shout out
Valentine.
Ike Wilson, a.k.a. Hellraiser, my boy.
Dirty.
Just made it to heaven, man.
Rest in peace, brother.
I'm going to get there. I ain't going to get there too soon, though, but I'm going to be there, man.
Okay.
So,
Weird. Okay.
Much love.
We got a special guest this evening, though.
Who we got?
Hey, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
What's up? Hi, my name is Gypsy. Thank you for having me.
We must put the very fine Gypsy in front of
She is kind
Oh,
of cute.
you guys are so sweet. Thank you.
Real talk, she's
Hard
cute.
damn people.
Thank you.
That's what's going on. What we getting into tonight,
So
fellas?
listen, I want to talk about staying in your lane, playing your role. Whatever that dynamic may be, once you sign up for it, stick to it.
Okay.
And we're going to get to it.
Staying in your lane.
All right.
So one thing I want to start off with is even dating. You know, the first thing that came to mind when I say staying in your lane, if you're a 5 and you're going to try to date a 7 or an 8, bitch, it's certain things you're going to have to deal with because you went out of your lane. You dated outside of your range. Mm-hmm. You may have to be cool with him never wanting to take you in public. If that nigga don't ever want to take you out.
But listen, here's the thing, though. Who establishes the criteria?
Stop it. We know that.
No, we don't know that.
An ugly woman knows when she's with a better looking man.
Listen to what I'm
They
telling
don't.
you, though.
I don't think so.
You don't think
Come
so?
on. Talk on it.
I really don't think so. There's a lot. Especially too with guys. There's some guys who hit on me, and it's kind of insulting. Like,
Damn.
why do you
feel
think
the
I
same
want
way.
you?
I
Like,
get
why
you.
do you think that I would want you? Like respectfully, but seriously.
It's
at
hard
the
to
same
say
time.
respectfully
No
after
credit.
that.
No credit for
I'm
shooting the
serious,
shot.
though. It's-
No credit for
some
shooting the
people
shot.
just don't see it.
But that's a good question. Does a man get credit for shooting a shot?
Okay, I will say there was this little ginger guy when I was in Texas, and he was not cute at all, right?
Yeah.
But the things he said to me, I said, no offense, but where do you get that confidence from? Because
try.
he was so like, it was actually like low-key kind of sexy, and
Yeah.
he wasn't cute at all.
His big dick
But-
energy is what it is.
Yeah, it was. Well, that's what he said. That's what he said. He
Yeah.
said it's because I have a big dick, and I was like, oh, okay. But it was sometimes I can get caught off guard where there's people where they say things where you wouldn't normally let that in.
Yeah.
Not like in like that, but like in your mind.
No,
yeah. But it changes. But then with females, so a smooth talking guy that has a lot of confidence can get a woman that he typically wouldn't get. But with a female, I think it is more about looks. Like, I don't know if a female can say certain things. Is there something that a woman that wasn't that attractive could say something to you?
Not to me.
Men are opposite.
You can have sex for nothing.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Would you like a free cup of Starbucks coffee? I mean, that's the only use I would have of an ugly woman approaching me. It would be disrespectful, like you said, if she was truly ugly. A 4?
But the problem with that is, if we're talking specifically about you, that stands, right? But if we're talking about most dudes, what's the running thing? Motherfuckers will hit anything.
Quantity.
Right? Motherfuckers will hit anything. And so when we're talking about, when we talk about the person's audacity to kind of aim up, right? If you're a dude that's an 8, right? Whatever that 8 is, right? Well, fuck a girl that's a 5. If it's a lonely Friday night. So he fucking up the program.
Agree.
Right?
That is
so
true.
that's the issue, right?
But there's no sustainability past that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be no consistent interactions go forward. Let's keep
take
it
that
real.
a step further than that regular ass hoe. Why does she even believe she has a chance of a real relationship with this guy? Why is she bringing it up to him like, hey, can we take this a little
Gypsy,
bit
tell us.
seriously? To me, I mean, she's out of her lane again.
To be honest with you, there's a few guys that I've, dated over in the past. And then after me, it's like, how do you have me and then get your dick hard for that? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, how can you be used to this and then get your dick hard for that?
Agreed.
And so I've seen it where there's guys that have someone that's really sexual and then there's the girls that are attractive, but they're like boring in bed and they don't do
Yeah.
things. That's
Right.
not me.
Right.
So it's.
I can tell. I can tell.
Why do people always say
Your
that?
aura-
Hold on,
your
when I
aura
say-
is
hold
giving
on,
me
listen.
something.
When I say I'm
Yeah.
a good girl, people are always like, "No, the fuck you're not." I'm like, "Why can't I be a good girl?"
Listen, you can have faith in God and have faith in your situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all it is.
But what I'm saying is, I've actually seen with my own eyes a lot of regular basic girls that guys will date. Like they'll date a hot chick and then a basic one. And
It's true.
Maybe because they're low key insecure, where they're like, okay, this girl isn't getting flooded with DMs. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to like treat her the
Well,
best
yeah,
because
at
I can
all.
just
No,
do the
that's
bare
what it
minimum
is.
and have
No.
someone whenever I want.
You don't
what it
even
is.
have to try at all. You have to tell her what you want when you want.
That's
and
it.
you get it. And
Every
if she
dude's had that.
doesn't do it, you walk away, and she will likely say no, please.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it very much is. What about the risk of, when you're dealing with a hoe that, not only that, a friend, a different dynamic.
Yeah.
So to me, this is less fun, but I can't imagine a friend not staying in their lane. But we got to talk about it.
Oh, there's friends that don't stay in their lane all the time. I've had friends that you believe that based off of the foundation of the relationship that is truly absolute as a friendship, but at some point they start to catch feelings and then they're ruining the entire dynamic solely because you're not going to be able to reciprocate how they're feeling. Yeah. And now guess what? You didn't stay in your lane and now you done fucked our whole dynamic up. And so I feel like if you're going to be a friend and it's going to be a true friend, like not on no bullshit, try.
She was just playing the long game on you, and you should be used to that. You should
I
have saw that coming.
understand. I understand the long game. Trust me, no one understands the long game better at this table than me.
That's
but,
your middle name. That's your middle name.
Long game lead.
Yeah, long game lead.
Hell no.
Yeah.
But you have to understand it could potentially fuck the dynamic up. So why don't you just stay in your lane?
I've
Real
had that
talk.
problem recently.
Yeah.
I'm a really friendly person. I'm friends with a lot of people. And I had this guy friend that I was spending time with and hanging out as a friend. And I was at Five Guys, and everywhere I go, because my thing is motivational speaking,
Yep.
I exchange Instagrams. I mean, my back screen is my QR code. Like, I'm always meeting people. And we go to Five Guys, and there's this old, like, 60-year-old hippie man. And I'm like, oh, hey, like, you want me to inspire you here at my Instagram? And then we leave, and we get in the car, and he says, oh, so that's what you do? You just give out your Instagram to people? And I go, excuse me? You're my fucking
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
Like, don't go there. Or and if
And
you
there's
want to go
nothing
there,
worse than
we
that.
don't have to fucking hang out
There's
because
nothing worse
that is
than
my
that.
mission in life.
So y'all are friends, and then all of a sudden you shoot. In your case,
Yeah, we didn't even do
You
anything
didn't even shoot a
sexual.
shot. But let's say I have a friend, Gypsy. You're my friend. I shoot a fucking shot at this chick, and you sitting here getting mad in the background. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, we're friends. Why are you upset at the fact that I'm trying to
that's
engage
different,
with this
too.
beautiful woman? Stay in your lane, motherfucker. Like the real talk.
Yeah, that's a different situation.
Yeah, that's-
but I can see that happening to pretty women all the time, and it's y'all own fault. I mean, do you really think that he didn't want to hit? I mean, that's news to you?
Well, that's the thing about friends too. Is like I have
Until
a
I
degree in
fuck.
psychology, and I love understanding people and dynamics and connecting with people from all walks of life and understanding things.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, guys can't talk about emotions and things with each other. So I've had guy friends that can open up to me and talk about things. And just because you have a penis doesn't mean we have to fuck. I mean, most of them,
He doesn't feel
obviously,
that
if
way.
I was like, "Here, do you want to have sex?" they probably wouldn't say no.
Not
but
probably,
it does. But it doesn't.
definitely.
But it doesn't have to be about that. But at the same time, I'm doing my thing. Stay in your fucking lane, and don't tell me I can't give out my Instagram to meet people.
I agree.
Agree.
It feels invasive. I don't
We're
like it.
supporting you actually in this one right here. So
You ever had any friends that judge you, D?
Judge me based on what?
Just judge your life decisions, judge things you did?
oh shit, I know where this
You
goes.
know what? I don't really keep them as friends too long. You know what I mean? So I'm sure I've had them in the past, but the minute, your friendship with folks should be the place where you don't feel like you're getting judged. And being judged is different from your friends being real with you and giving you feedback, right? And telling you the shit that no one else is going to tell you, right? Because to me, your true friends are the ones that are going to tell you the things you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've had that, and I welcome that. But as far as judging, nah, I don't do that.
Especially if they ain't shit themselves. You know what I'm saying? They doing all the shit that they giving you feedback on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they could be trying to help you prevent, if
Where
you're
they
making
at
the same
in life?
decisions. That's fair.
Yeah, real talk.
You may be right.
How often you tell your kids, do what I say, not what I do?
Yeah.
You know what I
Agreed.
mean? So,
Agreed.
all right. So, a sugar mama. You ever have one?
You know what? Unfortunately, I feel like I just played more of the sugar daddy role than I ever had a
Ain't
sugar
that the
mama.
fucking truth?
You prefer
I'ma be
a trick
honest with
bitch.
me.
You prefer a trick bitch.
Oh yeah,
You want to trick
I
off.
had a friend named PC, and PC is the Cake Man Jr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to be honest with you,
That's
so
where
to
you
be
learn
honest
how to
with you,
cake.
I had an apprenticeship with under this individual. And all of a sudden, I became a professional caker.
You know
I was baking the cakes as fast as you can.
The thing about that is, once you start that cake and roll, you have to really stay down that path. You know, and once you stop caking, you out of your lane. Now.
You are out of your
You know
lane.
what I'm saying? Like it works both ways too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've had a sugar mama in college or two, maybe even in high school or so, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and all you do is provide dick. I mean,
Are they attractive or no?
yeah, they were, but they were single moms. I was taking advantage of the system.
Why you put that qualifier on there, though?
Because I am certain that's the only reason. So if you're 27
Goddamn.
and you're attractive, but you have two kids from two different dads,
Speak on
the
it.
market may not be what you want it to be.
Yeah.
I'll
You're
help.
you're an NFL
I'll
running
help.
back in the 7th year. That's
Yeah,
what
you
you
know
are.
what I'm saying?
You
So
diluted your
Yeah.
stocks.
I
for
just
sure.
came in there, you know, and fulfilled a couple roles for her, you know.
Yeah.
And that was take things and give dick.
Let me ask you a question, because I've had that situation once. I was in my early 20s, and she was like 40-something, which was old as shit to me at the
Yeah.
time, right? Did you feel a certain way? Like, listen, it was fun,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it, but there was a part of me that felt a little cheap. You know what I
Yeah?
mean?
Oh,
a little
baby.
You
bit.
felt cheap.
Nah.
A little bit. No, it was like 12%, but I felt it. You know what I'm saying?
Random ass number.
I felt it.
I began to expect it.
What?
I felt like I was deserving and entitled to this. So
In that situation, though, don't you think any moderately, and I'm not judging you, attractive nigga
Yeah.
that can throw dick would be a suitable suitor for her? right?
undoubtedly,
Right.
Undoubtedly, I was probably in the right place at the right time. You know, we
Right.
worked at I worked at a summer camp. That
God
summer
damn,
in
nigga, you
college.
was around kids?
Listen, one of the kids
But back
in my
then, though,
one of the,
back then, you shouldn't have been around kids.
Stop it, because they were young kids. So kiss my
That's
ass.
even worse.
And
Uh-oh.
the 8-year-old kid that was in my class, it was his mama.
Of course it
So
was.
I'd play with her son
Which
in the
is
day,
why you
and then
shouldn't
play
let
with
that
his
nigga
mama
around
at
you.
night.
That's kind of like a hot situation, though.
It was hot.
That's actually like kind of a hot
It
situation.
was hot.
Like,
Then you get some sneakers later too.
Only
like
thing,
you met at a camp. That you met at a camp.
Yeah.
only thing better than
Camp
that is if the
counselor.
kid's older, like, and he's like 16, you could shake his hand before you
Nah,
bust
that'd be
him.
Have you
inappropriate.
ever had that, D?
That'd be
Like when the
inappropriate.
kid is older and you dealing with the mama?
Back in the day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
How'd that go? Did you ever?
I like
we
it.
should be asking you that, Jen. You like an old
Boy, dude.
old.
son be
old
27.
hoe.
First off, nigga,
Hold
Yeah.
on. How old?
don't do it like that now.
All
do,
of his
you do.
women are typically 7 to 10 years older than him.
Yeah. We're not joking, though.
And I mean,
Here, what's weird? I'm about to be 33 this year, and a lot of really young guys like pursue me hard, and I don't like. What is it about an older woman?
I don't think you look older.
Yeah, I don't think that's why they pursuing
They're
you hard,
pursuing
though.
you because they think you're in their age bracket. So that's why they're pursuing you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a different situation. But
Yeah.
a lot of women that are older and that are noticeably looking, man, if that ass fat, you want to know. You know what I mean? And a woman, an older woman knows what to do with that dick.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Speak on it.
Oh my goodness. The best hand job to this day. Bless your heart, girl, wherever you are.
Why you look up, though? Why you look up?
I love how it's a hand
Let's
job.
go.
No, it had to be
Hand jobs are underrated, but that's
underrated.
we
What
talked
your
about
hands can do. Oh my, your
You could
mouth
be
and
tied.
pussy
Have
can't
you guys
do it.
ever had a happy ending at a massage parlor?
Yeah,
That's a funny situation. We
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably know things like
They do.
like
Yeah.
extra.
Believe it or not, I gave mine a few tips.
Did you?
Did you?
got,
In the middle of it, bro?
Did you
She
get the
would have
mama
been there
side?
all goddamn day, nigga. It takes
You got the new
forever to
one.
come.
You got the one that they don't let out yet.
I
She
don't
just
know,
got
man.
there.
She looked like a pro.
fucked up.
You know, but
It wasn't mama son.
What does
huh?
a pro look like?
her
What does,
hands
what does a
felt
pro
strong.
feel like is what you should be asking.
She had strong hands.
She was Norwegian.
No, her
Her name was
forearms.
Helga?
The forearms
Helga?
was real toned. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then she jumped on top of me. You know when they straddle you.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was real nimble. Real nimble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stupid
Oh, this
as
much
fuck.
is true. All right, so we talked about the trick bitch. Oh, this bitch, I love her. The side bitch.
The who?
The side bitch, nigga.
Side bitch.
Or we would just
The side bitch role.
call, what about a side chick?
okay, the side hoe.
What's the difference?
There is.
Sorry?
What's the difference between a side chick
No
and a
difference.
side
They're
bitch?
trying to get me to speak more respectful, but
Don't say
it may
they.
be too late for
It was
me.
him.
Yeah,
It was me.
it's too late for me.
Yeah.
But the side hoe is a pivotal position. She can keep your marriage together.
Absolutely.
She can end your marriage.
So
Absolutely.
embrace her, married women, embrace her.
So it's very important
seen it on
that
both
you're,
sides of those,
Indeed.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
important that you have a clear-cut understanding on what is expected so that you can stay in your lane.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're a side chick, your expectation is to uphold your standard. If you taking care of this man, when you get a call from the primary, man, say, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to talk to him.
Oh, you want her to cover you.
That's her role. There's a lot.
Don't even take the call. You don't even
Or
take the
don't
call.
even take it.
But sometimes they'll creep up on you. You know, the main ones, they getting smarter these days. So I hear. You know what I'm
I
saying?
want to ask a question. How do guys now in the land of social media have multiple women and not get caught? Because I mean, unless the woman doesn't know, if you have like an Instagram or if you have something and someone comments on it, like how do people not get caught?
Called giving fake names.
You
got multiple accounts, too.
What I want to say
Multiple
is,
accounts.
first off, is every inclination in me wants to just say, girl, I could never tell you anything. And I'm not going to tell you anything because, man, that would be sharing. And we told you, started from the beginning, we said there were certain lines we wouldn't cross.
What, with having a guest?
With topics. And I'm not
Giving away
about
too
to
much
sit
game.
around here and give that part of the game
There
away
has been
and say how niggas is
situations
out
where
here
we've given
living.
away tad bit much.
Yeah, niggas is doing what they got to do.
We've lost a lot
And
of
what
male
I will say
followership
is, where there's a will, there's a way. That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? As far as that goes.
I mean,
Unless fellas, you please
I'm
want to chime
drinking
in
my
on
water.
that.
I'm drinking my
water. But real shit aside, pussy everywhere. You if you slip up, you're gonna get caught. I mean, that's just always a part of the game. But exchanging phone numbers, whether it's social media or your phone number, I mean, I don't know what's hard and what's difficult. Most people lock their phones. Is your phone locked?
Yeah.
But
Are
listen,
you even in a relationship?
No.
So why are you even locking it? Security, right?
Does it get stolen?
Security, right? That's what.
Don't stutter through this.
Security.
Just come right
yeah,
through.
Yeah, security. Because that's what a man will tell his woman, and that's what his woman may tell her man.
Oh,
But she on that
absolutely.
bullshit too.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's necessarily bullshit, though. I think it is in a lot of situations, but I don't think it necessarily is. I also think it depends on what type of woman and the age of the woman you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
If you're trying to take the chick in their mid to late 30s, you're probably not going to have as many, and listen, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to have as many social media problems as if you're trying to date a chick 25 to 32, 33.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a little bit more because that's
The level
they're
of
used to that.
engagement is different.
But also, again,
Sure.
yeah, I agree.
I
But-
mean, at the younger ages, they literally trying to chronicle their life like they're gonna die tomorrow. But like by the time you get to 35, you start realizing that I don't like. What's the purpose behind it? Is it FOMO? You know what I'm saying?
What's
like
that? What's FOMO?
like fear of missing out.
Okay.
And
I've heard that before, actually. Yeah.
And so you'll start to see a decline the older you get in regards to the number of posts you're putting out, the desire to have to feel like everything needs to be public information. And that's why I fuck with older bitches.
On that note, I know.
I want
Here
to
you go.
add something to that too. I want to
Go
add
ahead,
something.
please.
So like I said, I'm turning 33 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have this need to constantly post stuff and have guys DM me and say you're sexy because like I've been hearing that since I was 15 years old.
Ow.
You know what I mean? But I'm serious though. Where younger girls constantly have to like put their
Yeah,
ass and their tits
affirmation.
out because they want to hear that. And it's like I know some people that are younger. Their Snapchat, like every time you send a Snapchat, you get a point. Their Snapchat score is like 1 million.
Jesus.
Where mine is like 2,000. I never even use it.
Wow.
But I don't feel, and now with this day and age, people are constantly needing validation over everything.
Yeah.
Where in our generation, we don't require it as much when we were growing up because we weren't in the social media stage.
You know where I seen that at? So TikTok, right? So just people I follow, and I see a lot of stuff on there. We share TikToks from time to time. But
All
you'll
the
see,
time.
I try to play it down every damn day, multiple times. But you'll see a girl, and I've seen this. I'm like, man, this is interesting. It goes to what you're saying. You'll see a girl in the first like 10, 15 TikTok she got. She doing some shit that don't get views, right? She dancing or she's cooking. Nobody gives a fuck about your macaroni, right? So she's not
Dry ass
she's not-
macaroni.
She's
Only
not getting
using
views.
2 cheeses.
Dog,
Go ahead.
listen, Jeezy. The 9th video, it's like 67 views, 80 views. Dog, the next video, dog, she got on a sundress
naked.
shaking her ass,
Yeah.
2,000 views in 24 hours. So then the next 15 videos she got,
Bikini
her
top.
shaking her ass.
Yeah, of course.
That's
you gotta
what
up
it
the
is.
ante.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I add a question I want to say to that I've never understood? Why women on Instagram will post sexy pictures and then pictures of their kids. Like, no one gives a fuck about your kids.
Yeah, I don't want to see
You know
your
what I mean?
son.
Guys
I
are gonna be
agree.
sitting there trying to look at your ass or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
look at your pictures and then, oh, this is my kid. Like,
Maybe they're trying to desexualize. Is that a term?
Nah, that turns me off.
yeah, like no one
I
cares.
scroll past them quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to see your son.
Yeah.
You fucking up my vision.
You is she not a person?
That's not what I'm there for, though.
So, Gypsy, let me ask you a question. I'm not quite sure if you had ever had a side man or in any way, shape, or form been in a relationship and had a side situation, but what do you deem as being out of bounds behavior for someone who is supposed to be playing this secondary role?
Out of bounds behavior. Well, I personally, I've never really had that situation where it's a secondary because I just think that's shitty. You know,
you the
I'm
main
a whole.
bitch. You the main.
Well, no, and I don't
Yeah.
expect anything less. Well,
Yeah.
and two, I'm a very spiritual person. The average man would never be able to please me. Like I'm very deep. I don't. Some thrusting over there. That's not going to do that. I'm not going to let some stranger tie me up and tease me with a knife. Like that would be weird.
What? Hold
That's-
on now.
Hold on. How did we get there? How did we
You
get
know
there?
what I mean?
Yeah.
But that
My
would be.
dog.
But that would be weird, you know. So,
yeah.
but
To some people.
to
He
me,
doesn't think it is.
Yeah.
But so a lot of people out there are constantly hooking up with random people. I would rather prefer one person that you can grow with and experiment and try tantric and do really deep things.
like
That
that
basic
tantric
stuff
shit,
isn't
though.
for me. And if I'm really bonding with a person, I don't want another person on the side. That's not my thing.
Explain that tantric shit, though. I just saw this shit online, and I think it's so interesting. Like, they do the tantric staring, which is so deep. Like, when you get in a fight, right? Let's say I get in a fight with Gypsy, and we need to reconnect. So I just go over to her, and we just start staring each other in the eyes and reconnecting, looking into each other's
Nigga,
souls.
what the
It
fuck
starts,
is
hold
you
on.
on?
First of all, it starts with breath work. Second of all, there's a lot of people, unless you're really deep spiritually, could never get to that level. But there's different realms of sexuality or of pleasure
Like,
that you can
I
get
have
to.
an orgasm just by this, huh?
where you the whole thing feels like an orgasm, like because it's such a deep level. But you have to be deeply connected and you have to have trust, right? And a lot of people nowadays, especially if they're side bitches and this and that, you're not going to have that because you don't trust each other and people lie. And that's just I don't know, that's just not my thing.
Am I the only one, you know, as you get older, the most important thing as far as pussy goes is just to know that you're the only one fucking it?
Of course. That's
You know, like when you're
who doesn't
young,
want- men
you
are
really
pos-
don't care
men are possessive.
what's
like
going
that.
on. You want to make sure you're getting yours, right?
Is that an expectation though? When you're fucking with a chick and she knows she's not your main or primary, do you still have that expectation on her?
I
And
do.
if you do,
I would.
should you?
No,
I would.
of course you shouldn't.
You
but,
shouldn't, but you
But
you
the
should.
reality is, even your side chick, you want her to be solely dedicated to you. I'm gonna just keep it real.
And honestly, if I'm and this is ignorant and I kind of love it, that's why I'm going to say it anyway. If you're just fucking a nigga, who are you? What kind of hoe are you? You really want to be fucking another nigga?
Hey.
No, but that's kind of my thing though.
What is your thing, Jeezy?
Man, I want my cake and eat it too. That's kind of what most men want.
Can I say something that's really funny?
What's up?
Can I tell you guys something that's really funny that I've noticed? That they'll be like a married couple, right?
Yeah.
And then the man will have an affair on his wife with another woman. But then he finds out the woman he's having an affair with is hooking up with another guy and gets super mad. And
we're
it's like,
upset.
Yes,
it's such
undoubtedly.
a double standard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is
Of
such a
course,
double
because it
standard.
was
Since the dawn of
supposed to be
time.
his.
But you have a fucking wife,
know.
bro. Like, what?
But he don't even be wanting to hit it though.
That's not the point. But I
That's kind of the point though too.
There's such a double standard.
It
I
is.
mean, you're
It
right.
is. It is.
You're right.
And I think that's an unfair
And that's a different
expectation.
issue too because
What?
Well, and maybe not because side bitch. I think if you're the side bitch to a man who has a girlfriend, I think it's different than if you're a side bitch to a man who has a wife.
How so?
Because it's a lot riding on and that man who has a wife. Like there's a lot to lose for him. This goes deeper than just, oh, my girlfriend mad at me and I just lost a girlfriend. So if you're dealing with a man that's married and you the side chick, like you got to really want this. Otherwise, don't go in. You know what I mean?
But I think that any behavior that's stepping out of bounds, if you're in a side chick situation or a side man situation and you're trying to take on the primary role in any way, shape, or form and get the associated benefits of being the primary, you're stepping out of bounds. You're out of your lane.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest with you. You know, you out here trying to jockey for position. That's not what we initially signed up for right here. You out of bounds, for sure.
We're talking about marriage, so let's pivot there a bit, since I think, well, at least I brought it up as far as being the side hoe. But to me, some of the issues with marriage, wives are stepping out of bounds. They're not staying in their lane. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I don't think most men, and not all, because we definitely never want to generalize, I don't think most men are cheating, at least married men are cheating because they just don't give a shit about their wife. I think something's missing and they're not getting it. Most men, most intelligent men communicate that to their partners and they give them an opportunity. Time typically goes by. And usually it's an extended period of time before they say to themselves, shit, somebody gonna suck this dick. And when he gets to that point, you know, he's in there and it's hard to turn out because men love hard too, right? So we're over here talking about she's your side chick, but you want it exclusively. That's because I dip my dick in it and it feels like mine now. You know what I'm saying? And if it's yours, whatever yours is, you want to freaking keep to yourself.
I want to add to what you're saying about marriage. I think now in our society, being mad at your man and snapping on your man is something that people think is cool and it's like the norm. But really, when you think about it, your home, your marriage, your man should be the safe place. That should be the one place that you go at the end of the day and you feel safe, not another place to fucking argue and have problems. And now with it just being so normalized of fighting all the time, the men don't have that safe place. So sometimes, and I'm not saying it's okay, but sometimes the man or woman then go step out and live in fantasy land where it's an escape and they can have an affair where they don't have to worry about bills. They don't have to worry about this and they can feel that passion, right? I was with this guy for like 6 months and I remember we're at Target and his shirt lifted up and I was like, damn, you're so sexy. And he goes, well, you see me every day. Why are you saying that? And I said, because I want you to know that you're the sexiest man in the world to me and I want you to feel that.
That's nice.
People, and that's the thing, you can have that passion. You can have that, but it's a choice to make that person feel special. But people have that in the beginning and then it falls off and then they want that from other people to feel that. But you have to make that choice. You have to make that choice to make that person be special, to go and throw them against the wall and have sex with them, or to have that crazy passion, or, you know, say you're at the mall and go fuck in the handicap bathroom, or, you know what I mean? Or be spontaneous, or make out, or, you know what I mean? Feeling that passion, desire. You can have that, but you have to make it a choice.
I agree.
You have to make that a choice and communicate with each other.
I had a friend of mine, close friend of mine, tell me recently about the 80-20. And I'm posing this out there for conversation. His perspective was, regardless, you know, folks are getting married, can be in great relationships, but at the max, you're really ever only going to get 80% of what you need from your woman. And so as hard as she's going to try, there's just going to be 20% of the shit she's not able to get you. And that is a primary reason where guys look for other things to find that 20%. To your point, it doesn't mean that they don't love the woman that are giving them 80%, but that 20% in their estimation is just something that, regardless of how hard she tries, she'll never be able to give him. And accordingly, that's kind of why he steps out. Do you think that's accurate? Or
I think that could be accurate, but I want to pose this question. Should that man then not even deal with that woman? Should you find a woman that gives you 80% of what you need, want, and the other 20% is some shit you don't give a fuck about anyway?
That's true.
Because if you get with that woman, then you should be winning.
One thing that I want to add to that too is, I feel like if you make a decision to be married with someone, right? Everyone has their fetishes. Everyone has their thing. Say someone wants me to wear a brown wig and call me Samantha. You know, if that's what you like, I'll do that. Or say someone likes, you know, I can't think of examples right now. Yeah, say I'm not into anal, but the guy is. I want him, if I really love him and I want him to experience that.
Good question.
I want to try that.
So you say try.
Right.
Operative word. Your man, you get this guy, everything's great. You love him. You want to be with him forever. He's into anal. It won't be no trying. We'll be ass fucking forever, consistently. Is that something you'd be open to changing? Because that's a big change. If a dick up your ass, I can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? So to say you're open to try, like, oh, it's our anniversary, let's try, but we know we really want the pussy. Like, is that something you would change?
So here's the deal. It depends on if he's someone that we communicate and he's amazing in all these other ways, that's something I'd be a compromise to do something he likes. But if it's everything else, because it's making compromises to make that person happy, right?
Your asshole is a big compromise, is all.
It is, right. So it all depends on it, like if it's worth it or not.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act.
I'm willing to bet after he fucks your ass, you're going to feel like it wasn't, but I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, and
I could
that's
be wrong.
I like a lot of kind of some weird things. Anal isn't necessarily my thing,
Yeah.
but if it was someone that I was really into and they really liked that,
Like wearing
I
a
wouldn't want
diaper.
I wouldn't want him to have to go
There's
without.
some weird shit out there.
Yeah,
Wearing
we're
a
not going to
diaper.
get into that.
But let me just tell you. Let me just, because I know someone who's in a relationship and their dude liked to wear a diaper and cut the hole out in the front. It was real weird. Like,
You know somebody
a
like
little
that?
much.
I'm not lying,
Disassociate
real shit.
yourself.
Yeah.
No, I mean-
Immediately.
I mean, it was some weird shit. But here's the thing with the 80-20 rule, there's a piece of it I call like a little bit of bullshit. And I understand why D said it because there's some accuracy to it. But I think the biggest out of bounds for a marriage situation is the fact that if you came into a marriage and you told them that you basically illustrated and they made a decision to marry you based off the fact that of who you were, what you were bringing to the table, what you said you were going to bring to the table, all these different things, whatever illustrated and demonstrated or discussed. And then they change the game later on in life at any given pivotal point, and all of a sudden you just like, I don't know who this fucking person is. Then I think that happens more likely than the 80-20 rule where you move my cheese, bruh. Like at the end of the day, it was like this. You move my cheese over here. Now you don't want to move it back. And so, and you expect me to be happy about that. Those are situations where I think in a marriage, that's out of bounds.
No,
because
but some
what
of
are
that
you
is your
expecting
choice,
to happen
though.
after that?
But some of that, and just to use, I have to be technical with your words because you made it seem as if maybe they demonstrated, maybe they didn't. You can't go into a relationship of any kind, much less a marriage, and say, "Oh, I'm going to be like this." You
Agree.
know? Because
And maybe
you
that
didn't.
was the
And
wrong
if I'm
word.
to make, and if
I
I'm
said
to use
demonstrated or
myself,
illustrated.
no, and I'm to use myself as an example because I did that dumb shit too. You know what I'm saying? I thought the promise was enough when I didn't see the action because you thought I was led to believe the title came with the action when I quickly learned the action should have came before the title. So that's why
Speak
I
on
say
it.
sometimes we as men we get fucked up and the whole fuck and not to blame the woman because I have to hold myself accountable, but women are conniving and manipulative and
Never. What?
persuading.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
Never.
they know what they're doing and they have a plan. So I had to be ready. You know what I'm saying? So fellas, you got to be ready to make sure you prepared in those situations. So to speak to that point, I just think if that's the right mindset, maybe you don't get in that position with the 80-20. But back to the side hoe shit because y'all niggas got too deep for me.
We went to marriage, so
I have a question that I have to ask
We
you guys.
did,
I've been wanting to ask. I've heard a lot with a lot of the younger generation, guys don't kiss when they have sex with girls anymore.
Yeah,
Is that
I heard.
true? And if so, why? Like kissing makes everything so much better.
I love
I
a kiss.
love
We know you
kissing.
do, Doug.
I believe in making out without any penetration. I believe in kissing on the dance floor.
Have you
know.
had sex with girls that you don't end up kissing?
Oh,
In college, undoubtedly, I did for sure.
So it's a younger people thing.
Yeah, I think so.
But so you guys
Not
don't.
an adult.
Okay, so it's not.
No.
Intimacy is everything, and I think kissing is the most intimate thing, man.
Yeah.
There was like almost felt like a whole campaign about bringing back the art of kissing, man, and how deep it could be.
a lot of
You know
people
what I'm
can't
saying?
kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people can't
That
kiss.
is true too.
It
Like,
is
straight
art,
up.
it's an art
Weird
form.
ass kissers.
I
Tell
wanna
me,
say
how is
something,
it
too.
any way different than like sucking dick or riding dick? Like there's technique.
I would know.
I don't appreciate
No, I'm talking-
the analogy.
No, I'm talking about from a woman.
No. Jen,
It's technique.
No.
It's technique.
Yeah.
No,
That's funny.
nigga. Find another analogy, nigga.
Okay,
I'm with you.
fine.
I'm with you.
Kissing and sucking dick, them shits don't align. Damn
don't.
it.
No,
They
you're right.
So
don't.
you trying to tell me that a girl sucking dick,
You're
there's
trying
no
to pull it up,
technique.
Jesus.
There's no technique.
So
You're telling me there's no technique involved. It's not an art.
you don't have to
not an
you
art.
don't have to compare them.
have to use that one
speak
as
to
his
the
point.
technique.
Yeah, yeah.
So say yes, kissing
Yeah.
technique, and what I think it comes down to more is kissing styles. Some people have similar kissing styles. Some people kiss the same. Like, I know chicks that love that bite the bottom lip shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want your, you don't want your,
I ever try having and then you go, man.
you don't want your lip bitten?
Yeah,
I like that.
I'll take a slight nibble, but no, bitch, I don't want an
I don't even know what the force is
no.
behind the nibble versus the bite.
What do you guys think about choking?
Oh, I choke the shit out of
Yes.
If I don't get this,
That tap out.
Shit. There's like a UFC
We're going to see
tap
how
out?
far you go.
Oh, you want the UFC tap out?
No,
Okay.
because, chicks sometimes they'll say, you seem like the type of nigga, and I got this many times in the past, which is funny, right? That wouldn't really choke a chick. Bitch. I will fucking kill you, ho. When you come at the light, I had to resuscitate you, bitch. Will not choke you. Get the hell out of here. Most women love being choked, though, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you said it so timidly?
Pussy got wet a little bit when she said
like,
it, too.
yeah.
You know what's
I'm not trying to throw myself
You know
under
what's
the bus.
interesting
Yeah.
about that? There'll be dudes that'll say, "Oh, girls don't like that."
Dog, I have homegirls that have talked to me and said, dog, my man won't choke me. And I don't know what to do.
I've
to
been
get him.
cautious. I've always been cautious
If you're
about
not,
it.
but if you're not hitting it right, you like every nigga can't choke.
Well, let's find
You
out
can't-
from Gent. He just said you're cautious.
I'm cautious about it, dog, because I'm a big dude.
Nigga,
and
you ain't gonna kill her.
I don't
But
know
it's
what
a
I'm capable of
vulnerability
doing.
factor because you're cutting
Yeah.
off the, like I looked up the science behind it.
Yeah.
You're cutting off air circulation. It's a
Asphyxiation.
vulnerability that and
Yeah.
it adds intensity to
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like a surrender.
Restrain
basically.
I'm
restrain
careful.
her hands.
I'm careful.
Cock her legs up too.
Yeah.
You all in.
Yeah,
And
you
yeah.
got to start slow though. You can't go because you going strong. You're a
Undoubtedly.
big dude.
Yeah,
Undoubtedly.
it's I don't know, man.
Slow and deep.
And I guess like I like fucking, but I think I enjoy.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah,
I
that was hard to
I
hear.
think I enjoy the intimate lovemaking and all of the intricacies that go with it, man. That's just me, bro.
Dog, there's
What's your
nothing
sign?
wrong
Hold on.
with that.
I never got yours. as zodiac
I'm a
sign.
Sagittarius,
I'm a Leo.
I'm an Aries.
I'm a Scorpio.
and so I mean I've heard that that's supposed to be the freakiest sign. I have some stuff to disprove that, but it's all good because I had an ex that was a Scorpio, and I don't feel like she put it down
So
and left
she-
the money on the nightstand like
Yeah.
she was supposed to.
Yeah.
But
There's one question that I really want to ask you guys that I've been meaning to ask. So a lot of times in our generation now, people are fucking and hooking up and they go, oh, but it's so terrible to catch feelings, right? But that's the whole purpose of sex
It is.
is two people uniting as one, souls bonding, and potentially even making life.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does our society say, you know what I mean? Oh, let's
Thank
fuck,
you,
but don't
Gypsy.
catch feelings. Well, because that's the thing. You're not going to fuck me, not catch feelings. Like,
Yeah.
like it's impossible, right?
I believe you.
But if you're
I
like
believe you.
like probably you too, the way you say that you're
Oh,
a
yeah.
sensual person.
He'll tell you he
but if
love
you
you
do,
in 3
it's
days.
oh no.
if I fuck you 2 times, we go together. I'm telling you that right now.
Y'all laughing? He real though.
We
He's for
fully
real.
go together.
But why?
Y'all
but
be,
why
y'all be
is
talking
that?
about moving in 3 months.
Why
Play
do
with it
people-
if you want.
This
We go
one
together.
guy, this one friend
No
that I had
Jeezy.
told me that him and this girl accidentally made eye contact. They were fucking. It was awkward. Like if you can't look
Awkward.
into
Oh,
someone's
man.
eyes, don't fuck them.
The eye contact during sex is probably the best. No, I'm lying. One of the top 3 parts of sex. You know, it's just what connects
Yeah,
you.
it's for
and
straight up.
gazing into a woman's eyes, into her soul, while you deep in her pussy. I swear we are one.
But think about. But if you can't look into someone's eyes, you shouldn't be having sex with them. What do you
I
guys think
agree.
though about the feelings things?
I
Why
agree.
is that a thing now? Oh, don't catch feelings, but let's have sex all the
It's
time.
casual though. Who are these women? You know, if a man, like we spoke about earlier, the levels, if a man's dating down, it's just casual sex to him. I mean, he's not going to let himself catch feelings for a 5 if he's a 7 and believes he
Let's
deserves
put it in
a
perspective
7.
like this. So
Some of
when
it
you,
is that
we've
simple.
always talked about this, D, where we say a woman typically will be able to dictate whether she's going to have sex with a man off of first interaction within the first 5 minutes. Like I would have sex with a man. I think when you're thinking about this, men also have to think about like, could I see her as more as well?
Immediately. And I think we
Immediately.
fucking know that. The
Like,
same
we
way
can
a
tell.
woman knows that, I think
Really?
we look at a woman and me be like, damn, that could be my wife.
Yes.
Versus, damn, I will
I got
fuck
frat
that
brothers
hoe.
who have made
You know
that
what I'm saying?
decision
And I think it is a
quickly.
vast difference.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you
I'm not
think
gonna call
about
no
it,
names out though.
if you think about it, I think you can look at a woman and see something different, whatever that may be, her aura, the energy, and I'm all on vibes too, and you just see something more than pussy. Or some chicks you look at and like, nigga, I could hit that and I'm going to hit it.
That's it.
And because your intention is clear, when you hit it, you're not going to fall for it.
Your mind's never changed though by like someone that you wouldn't expect.
It could happen. Boy, she going to have to work hard. But it could happen. That could definitely happen. I seen a 5 today, and she married a nigga that probably was a 8 and a homo. Like she convinced that nigga. She sold that nigga.
Or she trapped his ass.
I mean, a nigga that, again, no homo, good looking, wouldn't even care about a baby here. He can go get 6 more from elsewhere. I mean, I'm just saying.
That's
I feel
assuming
like
he
I see
doesn't
that
be
a
wrong.
lot.
That's assuming he doesn't take responsibility.
Guys with kind of more basic, or maybe that's a Minnesota thing,
attractive.
but I feel that a lot. Guys that are more attractive with girls are kind of more basic. I see
and
that.
you see the other way around too with women that are hot and regular ass dudes.
Well, I think with some women that do that, they've dealt with like the guy that's like sexy, that's good in bed, and that's like kind of a liar, and then they're kind of over it and just want someone that's. Because I've asked a few women before, and they like, I just want someone that's a good guy. I just want someone I don't have to worry about.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so the girlfriend. To me, the girlfriend is like being on probation at work. you could get let go any day. You're here, but shit, you're dispensable. Like, I don't really need you. Yeah, I could get rid of you. To me, the girlfriend is not a secure role because, in my opinion, you're single unless you're married. So the girlfriend, yeah, we're enjoying each other, and I think the level of commitment is something you two decide. But that whole girlfriend title, to me, it doesn't stick.
What do you constitute as out of bounds, Des, when it comes to a girlfriend and her behavior? Like, if she's doing this, she doing too much type of deal.
Nah, I mean, I wouldn't have any different expectations than I would have if you're my girlfriend. I don't have any different expectations than if you're my wife.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, that's how you have it, right?
Yeah, I mean, like because to me, once you're my girlfriend, it means that we've had a conversation and we've agreed on some type of commitment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I don't see you, and you talk about being able to ascertain that when you're first meeting a girl, if I don't see that, if I don't see a future, like you're never my girlfriend. You're just a chick I'm hanging out with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what happened if so expectation wise, girlfriend, and she's wanting you to cover bills for her?
You asking me?
That's exactly what I'm asking.
You asked me for the listeners because you already know the goddamn answer.
Exactly. I just want to hear it. Say it with your chest.
Covering bills. I don't. What you mean? I'm not.
think-
Covering.
You said you looked
No,
at him.
but see, as a wife, and
as a
that's
wife.
fair because you said you have the same expectations. You expect you to be able to help your wife should she need the
So
financial
let me
assistance.
correct. Let me correct.
Okay, yeah.
Oh shit!
Retract that statement.
Oh shit!
No, I'm not retracting shit. I'm not retracting shit.
Adjust accordingly, nigga.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I'm talking about how she interacts with me, the personal interactions.
Oh, okay.
What I expect. I'm not talking about the logistical things that come with a
Well,
relationship.
we're talking about staying in the lane too, so I guess your girlfriend could ask you for money. Is that something that...
Covering the bill to me means she has a bill that comes somewhat regularly, and I'm responsible
What
for
if your
paying that.
girlfriend said, "Hey, babe, you think you could add me to your phone plan and just cover that?"
So let's do this stuff.
While she's sucking you off too.
That
you know
don't matter to me.
No,
But you-
I'm
but you-
vulnerable then.
But listen,
I'll say yes to anything. Yes.
listen. We talk about girlfriend, right? But all
Yeah.
girlfriends aren't created equal. If you've been dating a
Facts.
chick for 5 years, it could be you're saving up money for a ring, you're saving up money to be able to make it something else. She's been your girlfriend for 8 months. That's not the same as she's been my
agree.
girlfriend for 4
I
years.
agree.
So
Agreed.
Is there a time limit that you should be in a relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, before you should eventually get engaged?
I would
If you've
say,
been together 5 years, you're not engaged.
listen, let me say something.
Should you leave?
If you've been dating the same chick and y'all been committed for 2 years, like
It's marry or go.
I personally don't know if
Why
you're
you
not
gotta
going to
be
marry.
marry and go, though?
But if you're not going to marry her, then why are you wasting your time?
Yeah.
I just don't understand that
Yeah.
personally.
You know what's
The only
weird?
reason I say that is you can be in a relationship with a person, and at the end of the day, you don't look at marriage in the same capacity as you once looked at it. Like I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, what is marriage outside of a business contract?
But doesn't a
So,
girlfriend have?
why do I have to
doesn't
do
your
all that?
fiance have greater expectations than your girlfriend?
Of course.
The moment she's your fiance and you
Of
put that
course.
ring on her, don't you expect more?
No, does she expect more? And
Well, she expects more for you, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
But as a man,
You don't?
you expect more too?
yeah, I mean, because we've deepened the commitment for sure.
Yeah.
But in regards to just feeling as if like there's a certain things I got to do based off of the man, I think I don't look at marriage the same anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. And it's not bad. I just think you could do all the same things that you do in a marriage without having to go through the legal proceeding.
Yeah, but you've already been through a marriage, though.
Yeah.
So I think your perspective isn't impacted by that, right? You obviously didn't feel that way the first marriage.
You meet a chick
You know
that
what?
hasn't been married, she's gonna want that
Like,
experience.
I was like 21 years old.
And
man.
she
That's what
won't
I mean.
and she won't understand. She'll understand, but she won't care about your previous experience
Right.
because she's different.
Because she
Chicks love that line, but I'm different. I'm not her. Bitch.
One thing that I
Dot, dot, dot.
think is interesting too. I get marriage for people that are religious, right? Oh, you're supposed to be married before you have sex and this and that.
Yeah.
But for people, if they're not religious, what's the point of getting married if you're already living together, you're already sharing bills, you're already doing all that?
status.
If you're not religious, what's the point?
Most women use it as status and look at it as a goal that they have achieved, almost.
But I think,
that
and
they've been
I don't
chosen.
disagree with you, but I also think a lot of times that shit happens for others. It happens for their family. It happens for their friends.
I could see that,
The
yeah,
last
for
thing you
sure.
want to be is the chick dating a motherfucker for 5 years, shacking up, and he hasn't made a commitment to you. What others define as commitment, regardless of what you guys have talked about in your relationship.
So it's
You know
to
what I mean?
prove it to the world then.
I think so. A lot of times.
That you have someone.
What's interesting
Wow.
too is you see this sometimes where a guy will date a girl for 5 years and then they'll break up and he'll meet someone else for 6 months and get married.
Yeah.
I think if a man knows he wants someone, he really knows, and
Exactly.
it doesn't take a lot of time. But sometimes people like space fillers. They're kind of it's not the dream woman, but it's someone to spend time with. Well,
I
he
need
kind of
that
does a little
right
shit
now.
on the side.
Boredom.
Take it, yeah.
Not even boredom, survival. Okay, so he hasn't found what he really needs and what he ultimately wants, but in the meantime, he will do what he has to do. Survive.
You said survival, like it's
nigga.
food and water.
So, I have
Nigga
a
gotta
quick
eat.
question. Going back to the whole
Shit.
girlfriend, do you consider out of bounds if she's requesting to meet your parents? Is that out of bounds?
It's not out of bounds, but I tell you one thing: once you tell her no, she know where she stands.
That's real.
You know,
real.
it's not out of bounds. She asking you, and she's doing everything a girlfriend does, unless the situation is very complicated, and she understands that. And if she's a woman, she probably won't.
She's not in the fiancé status though.
Yeah.
But so are you telling me that expectation ain't out of bounds?
I don't think it's out of bounds, but everyone has different boundaries. So for you, it could be, and she should respect that, and not pressure you. Because if anyone's pressuring you to do anything in a relationship, it's not the right relationship.
No,
Word.
absolutely.
Mm.
When is it socially acceptable or for people to start posting on social media? Because I could picture a girl wanting a guy to post a picture, but then if he's low key talking to other people, he doesn't want to do
Trying
that.
to figure out what
Is there-
status would that be constituted as out of bounds.
Well, you're never posting a picture with your side chick. But as far as a girl,
You see
yeah,
like
never.
a back, like a
This is a group photo.
hand or something.
Yeah. And listen, a group of 8 or more. Anything less than that, too many questions.
6 might
Yeah.
do. Six. I think six.
A lot of room for error. 6. And this was proven, tested and proven. Okay.
Oh
Tested and
shit!
proven.
Can we please hear the story?
Go 8 and up. You know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna say is that
Can we hear the story?
when she did the math,
Start pairing niggas.
you know what I'm saying? She did the math and started pairing off. It didn't add up to the figures that she hoped for.
Yeah.
So-
That's it.
I'm really curious because you talked about ending things. What's like the most petty reason that you've broken up with someone for?
Oh my gosh.
You guys too. What's like the most petty reason?
I'm super petty.
I don't even
I'm not petty, but I'm picky.
I could see you being petty. I
I
could see you
wouldn't
being
call it petty. I'm just
Yeah,
picky,
man.
and
Like what, a
because I
hairline
can be
or
picky,
something, or like
no,
a-
not some.
That's funny.
I mean, I would be that vain sometimes.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think
you know.
would.
But then there's certain. I might not even put myself in that situation. Like it's one thing to meet someone online and you have an image in your mind or the one that's shown. And
That's
then
not
you
your
met
fault, though.
them.
That's their fault.
That's their fault. So
Yeah, I agree.
then,
Oh,
conniving
but
ass
yeah,
shit.
outside of that,
I
you
agree.
meet a chick, you're not gonna ever put yourself in a position where it's her physical. It's probably gonna be something you find out about her. I stopped dealing with a chick. She told me she doesn't give head. And when she told me that.
And you were so passionate about it when you called me. You were
No,
like,
no, seriously,
Like,
because
you
she
like,
was.
I can't live my life
a
like
grown
this.
woman. Like,
Why?
how you don't give head?
How is she gonna ever be in a
She
relationship?
said the men that she's dealt with never made her
I've
do
heard
it,
that.
and
And
her
I've heard
pussy's
that.
so good she never had to do it. I ain't had no pussy that good, and I had a lot of pussy. So,
Yeah, that's.
so that there was that. But there could be a number of reasons because I think, again, it depends on where you are, determines the level of pickiness or pettiness, or however you want to name it. That's where you are, because if you're in a bad place, anything.
Do you ghost or do you say a reason?
I think aren't you allowed to ghost as long as you've never met the person? Like if you met them online, I don't think it's even ghosting at that point. But no, I think ghosting is okay under certain terms. Did you sleep with the person yet? No. If you didn't hit it, then yeah, ghost.
I don't owe you nothing.
I don't owe you shit.
Have you ghosted anyone?
I don't.
Come on, look at
what
this
do you
thing.
say? What do you say?
Because the reality is, I wait for my girl to break up with me. Like
So you purposely do stuff to make her mad?
I have. There's so many plays.
Well, that's
on this.
petty too, right there.
Yeah. So I guess you could say this is petty because there's so many plays on that. Like you can start acting like a monkey fool and. And then to the point where she's like, I don't know what's happened, but there has evidently been a change. And I don't like it.
That's how she sounds?
I'm sorry, I'm not making you happy. That maybe
That is
the
amazing.
best thing
my
to
bad
do
if I'm
is
not
not
making you
even a
happy.
ghost though. You should just pull back. So if you pull back slowly, that's gonna get it. The message is gonna be received better,
Exactly.
and they're gonna put it on you, and they're gonna be like, things have changed. You're like, look, hey.
You ain't happy?
know?
Just say you ain't
You know what I'm
happy
saying?
right
So then
now.
you kind of
Say
can
it.
be let off the hook that way. So to me, that's the best way to play it. Start going short and play the long game in the opposite way. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it gives
saying?
her time to just really reconcile her feelings.
Adjust to what's happening
Would you?
and appreciate the transition.
Do you
know?
consider yourself toxic?
Oh man,
Answer it quick.
I'm gonna
'cause
be
then
honest.
Then you're toxic.
No,
right?
I'm undoubtedly a blessed, energetic vibe, and every person, man or woman, but I'm gonna say woman because I assume you mean in a romantic way, has always loved my energy. In fact, have fallen in love with me and wanted to be with me when I wanted to never see them beyond the next day. So I'm and you know me, I'm a savage. Y'all niggas know the shit that I've done. But I'll let a hoe off nice and easy, respectful. I'm not gonna be nasty about it. I'm not gonna mistreat her. I'm not that guy in that way. So no talk. I believe in never burning a bridge.
You're very thoughtful. in
No,
that
seriously,
capacity.
I believe in never burning a bridge. 97% of the women I have slept with, I could hit later down the road again. If
So
you
you're
leave on
strategic
good
about
terms
it.
like that, I don't even
He's
want to say
very good at it.
strategic.
Like he really writes out his.
He's full of
breakups,
shit. I don't even want to say.
And then
No, it was he talking about one time I gave her a video. I didn't, it was actually, I was regretted that. I told you that was the bitch shit. That was the bitch. I just didn't want to look in her eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? She was so fine. I knew she was going to break me down, Jazz. I knew she was going to break me down. So I need to send a video so I could keep my strength.
yeah,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
You know what? I respect.
But no,
that.
it's never about that. It's more just about wanting to have positive vibes and move on. So no, I know I'm not toxic. Hoes love me. Shit. When I don't want them to. How many times have we had this conversation? Like, back off. You know what I'm saying? So,
I've reciprocated toxic behavior, and I'm the type of brother that'll meet you where you at sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you
I,
are.
and I
You
fucking
are.
hate.
What does that mean?
petty.
I'm not
Like,
It's just I hate
if you
that
do this, I'm
aspect
gonna go to
of
your
myself
level.
sometimes. Like,
Oh.
it's pride that drives it. There is that, and pride sometimes leads to anger. And if you finna fucking be toxic with me, bitch, I'm gonna show you what toxic looks like.
That is you. That is you.
Dog, I'm
it.
talking about straight sewage,
Yeah.
You
nigga.
getting
Like
sassy,
you
huh?
can make Ninja Turtles out of
Yeah.
this type of toxic. Like that's the type of toxic I'm talking about, right? So that's not my normal preset. I won't say that. But sometimes I've been known to meet in there. But therapy helps. So I'm not that person anymore.
At least
So,
you're accountable.
Respect.
That's
And isn't that
Shalom.
the most important thing, though? Accountability. And I think that's why I can say I'm not toxic. I hold myself accountable, the good and the bad. And I know I've done fucked up shit, but I know for the most part my intentions have been pure.
Oh, accountability. You can't, there's nothing in life that can get you where you want as soon as you want than being accountable, because you'd have to be accountable for all your actions. I actually am almost 3 years sober from alcohol, and that it was being accountable, realizing, I am an alcoholic and I have a problem, and awareness, because until you get to that point, you're not going to have any changes in your life.
Did that
So-
lead to some shaky relationships or male interactions? The alcoholism?
Actually was in a very abusive, very toxic relationship with someone that was an alcoholic, which led me into alcoholism. But I didn't have a gun to my head. I wasn't forced into it. It was my own decision. So I'm not gonna blame that and say, it wasn't my fault, because all of our decisions are our choices.
Yeah, I love your strength and not taking the victim mentality on that.
You
right?
can't, because guess what? You can't go anywhere in life with feeling bad for yourself. You can't. Whatever it is, you have to hold yourself accountable.
Straight
I
up.
agree. All right. We have the unicorn. I'm going to mention this one because you brought it up. Apparently, this is a chick that will enter into your relationship and play that third role as I would believe, a toy for
Almost,
both
yeah.
people.
Like,
Third? So what's the first?
So, for example, let's say me and you are married, right?
Okay.
In your dreams.
Yeah, in my dreams, right? As he so-called says. So we're married. We want a little bit of extra flavor, a little sazon in our relationship, right?
And you bring another girl in.
And we bring this other woman in. Sometimes we make it so attractive for that woman. I've heard some people have paid this woman to be like, when we're talking about pay, like, I'm gonna take care of your bills or whatever the case may be to be a part of this. Some women will do that freelance because they just want to be a part of a more holistic family approach, right? And this is their way of connection. They have probably some daddy issues, but the point of the matter is that there's so many reasons why they do it, right? But they're this other person, not messing up this, the sanctity of that marriage, right?
How do you not mess that up though?
Because both of them want it. So if two people want something, we agree. I come to you and say, this is what I'm missing out. I'm feeling a certain way. There's a hole. I need some excitement. And you were like, bitch, I've been feeling the same way.
And she likes girls too.
And yeah, my girl has a girlfriend.
So what if she wants a man?
I never said it was.
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could be.
Is that out of lane? Is that out of bounds? Seems fair to me.
For me, it would be out of pocket, but I'm sure there's some.
But
dudes,
she doesn't want you to sleep with him. She just needs you to watch.
But there's some dudes. What do you call them again? Studs. There's some studs that are out there that play that role as a unicorn. They come in for the shit out of the wife, nigga, and the man is sitting there in
Called a cuck.
Yeah.
Oh, cuck. Okay, so he's sitting out here. He's sitting out here in the corner, smoking a cigar, barking out orders. I've always wanted to do that.
Go ahead.
And that's how they living. Like, and it does something for him from a voyeurism standpoint, and it does something for her from a just an excitement standpoint, right? But the whole point is, you're coming into this relationship and you added somebody and you've agreed upon this person, and now they're a part of almost your family in a sense.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
interesting.
unicorn indeed.
You know what? There was actually a scientific study with couples that didn't have any fire left in them. And they had them have sex with someone else in front of them. And it actually rebuilt that passion and that fire.
Sounds right.
For them. Isn't that interesting? That because it created this, say you're sick of your wife, but then someone fucks her in front and makes her come right in front of you. Then it will make that that's mine.
Men
That's
are
mine.
so horrible.
I'm gonna choke the shit out of her.
Do you
that
see what I'm
night.
saying?
I'd say
Like,
that.
men are horrible now. Oh,
That'd be the two hand choke that night, dude.
That low key assault
Don't
charge.
like to get one and get the leg up, but that's the two hand
borderline
choke.
misdemeanor.
Borderline. You'll be out $500. You'll be straight.
All right, so what about the jump off? Every man loves a jump off.
I don't
All
know
sex.
what that is.
It's basically a chick that is all about sex. Whenever you link, every time it's just pure sex.
And
No relationship.
no money involved. Just
No
I
money.
like your dick. I like your pussy.
I like
whatever
your
the case
sex,
may be.
yeah.
I love the sex, and this is all our relationship is.
No discussions. When we're done, I leave.
Well, that's kind of hot though. So there's no talking.
No talking. Hey, what's
That's
going on?
Well,
actually
this sounds like a
kinda, huh?
shitload out of bounds. It's like, don't bring up no feelings.
You're never gonna talk beyond. Do you want a bottle of water?
Well, you could have
We're talking
feelings
about out of
though,
bounds, though.
But maybe you don't talk about like life stuff. But that doesn't mean you don't have to have
I
feelings.
think you can like them.
We talk about the weather. And
Like
shit.
them enough to fuck. You want to have sex with them, so you're gonna like them. But to say you have feelings when there are no expectations, so you're never gonna voice these feelings, and that without the
yeah.
expectation, things are gonna remain right where they were. He's gonna think you just want sex. And
Yeah,
I've been
so-
that guy.
So, D, let's say you got to jump off, right?
Yeah.
From an out of bounds standpoint, you could be in any situation that you're currently in. You could be dating, whatever the case may be. This jump off is requesting sex at inopportune times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is that out of bounds? Like, listen, we talked about being Tuesday and Thursday. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you've been hitting me on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Is that considered out of bounds?
I think it probably is. And I think for me personally, I probably end it, right?
Because she's requesting too much at this point.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I like to chase. So
You don't want her to come at you then, huh?
once it's very, very easy for me, then I lose interest. Yeah.
You are that person.
So jump offs don't really work for me because if it's already on the platter and you gave me the platter.
Well, that's kind of what it is, though. And to me, jump offs are supposed to be ready when you're ready, not when they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. So if you get to that point where the woman starts liking you equally, even if you really enjoy her, you would just lose interest the second that it's on the same level?
If the relationship was founded strictly based on a physical relationship. So I've had that before, and I've been friends with these guys when I've had that. And it started off well, right? And then what happens is, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to sound arrogant, and we've talked about this. Y'all better not leave me on this motherfucking ledge by myself.
I'm here for you.
But when Jeezy talked about the vibes, we all have a good vibe.
Yeah.
Like, we go into situations together. It doesn't matter if it's you, 5 other women, some chicks we ain't met, whatever it is, dudes, whatever. We're always going to be a good time. We're no drama. We can laugh. We can joke. We do all those things. And so that has a tendency to have people way more into you than you are into them. And I think
they don't bring that vibe.
Huh?
They don't bring that vibe. And some people would just enjoy your vibe and not necessarily contribute to it.
Right. So my point is with the jump off, it starts that way. It never fucking ends that way. Because we have that conversation. Look, this is what it is. This goes back to your point about feelings. This is what it is. You cool with this? Yeah. You know, all these chicks, man, I'm like a dude, da-da-da. No, you're not.
That like a dude.
No,
you don't buy that shit, huh? You don't buy that like a dude
man.
shit.
Because women are women. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, we hang out a few times, beat it up, give her a good vibe. She's like, man, this motherfucker cool. Sex is good. Like, body's right. Man, I really like him. I want to spend more time with him.
You know
and
what
now,
it is?
She's asking for more.
The jump off contract gives them a false sense of security. It lets them off the hook and says, it's okay for me to be disappointed because this is all I'm going to get. So then when she sees more, she's changing it up immediately because she didn't know it existed.
Yeah,
so she already didn't believe it was possible. So that's why she agreed to anything. That's why I learned a long time ago, tell a woman honestly what you want. You'd be surprised she might be with it, regardless of how far-fetched it sounds.
And I think that women negate, if they're playing that jump-off role, I think they negate the fact of their role solely because they believe that men are all about sex. The most important thing to men primarily is sex. So if I'm the person...
True, though.
That's why I'm walking it down. So if I'm the person that he is selected to be my jump off
so
because
I must be special.
Because my sex is so amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm providing him the primary resource that this man needs.
Yeah.
Then
That's fair.
I must be everything.
That's
now.
fair. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the whole snack. I'm the entree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a 4-course meal. No price
fair.
fix. You know what I'm saying?
We got it. We got the point.
That's all I'm saying. You know, I like to take analogy.
No, but that's actually very fair.
But so at the end of the day, now, why shouldn't I feel the way I feel? Ain't nobody gonna stroke his
still
dick
though.
well.
That's still the problem though. We already said what it was, So we have to have that discussion and say, hey, I was really hoping we could renegotiate things and maybe put a relationship on the table.
Or you could just cut her.
Do you guys, when you have jump offs, use condoms or like how does that work out? Or do you? At what point do you decide not to use condoms with someone?
On a jump off, in my opinion, you always strap up because you're not keeping in communication with her. You don't know what she's doing. You're not questioning her.
You're
not even getting to know her.
That's different.
Yeah, your side chick, you putting effort and time into her. That's your pussy.
Yeah.
At least it should be. And but not with a jump
How
off.
often do you see a side jump off versus a side chick?
I think side chick is becoming more prevalent because you want consistency in this world. So if you can get consistent, good pussy that you trust, you'll take that over.
Side chick is a legitimate
strange pussy.
relationship versus the jump off, which the only interaction you're having is purely sexual.
But though, sometimes side chick relationships the side chick is aware that it's sex and companionship, and they're not
But
necessarily.
look what you added. He added companionship.
What I would say is, don't you
companionship
think
is more than that?
Don't you think with the
Yeah.
side chick versus a jump off, the side chick, there is an expectation of dedicated time during a given week, regardless of what day or time it may
Yes.
be. There's an expectation.
Yeah.
The jump off, I think that's the difference. The
it
primary
all
difference.
has to line.
There is no
Everything
expectation.
perfectly has to line
For the
to
jump
deal with
off.
The jump
Like
off.
that's the 2 a.m.
Yeah.
How do
I'm
you mean
drunk.
jump offs? Is that like a Tinder thing or typically
I don't even know
at the
it-
club?
No, I
good
couldn't
vibe
even tell
thing.
you where it came from.
No, I mean where like the jump off type
where do you
person.
meet 'em?
Where like how
They're
do you
everywhere.
typically meet
Oh,
them?
the
These are some of your
jump off
best
at-
friends, your auntie.
Jump off.
Yeah,
at the
no,
grocery-
auntie.
at the
No, they're
grocery-
everywhere.
I
People
mean,
you would not expect.
Yeah, man. If it were me, and I don't know,
Be careful.
I'm always saying ignorant things.
Be
I don't care.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
When you see a chick with a nice body, but like a 5 in the face, she'll jump off.
God dang, that's a little bit too much, bro.
Jump off.
That's a little too much,
You
bro.
approach that the right way, all good things should come.
Shall pass.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I've heard that from guys though, where there'll be a girl that's not attractive, and a guy will literally have sex with a girl because she has a nice ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
nothing
All
else.
the time.
I
undoubtedly.
couldn't like.
She can't be too ugly, but she can be
Depending on the dude.
But see, sometimes there's lines, though, because I've seen some ugly. I don't care how big the ass was, but
We have standards.
yeah,
Every dude does not have standards,
very
bro.
true, very true.
But honestly, I think the jump off could just be a single chick, doesn't
Yeah.
want any commitment, doesn't want any relationship.
Doesn't have time for it.
Doesn't have time. She might be business oriented. The only thing that she's like, but I do have needs. That sounds like a man.
So you're her jump off too.
So if you're in a
situation.
sense, you're her jump off.
And
It's-
that's
it's a
usually how the
shared
jump
role.
off works.
That's the
jump
best
off
situation
is
right there.
dual-sided. I don't think it's
Yeah.
usually one-sided. for
She'll
the
still
most
get
part.
hooked though,
Yeah.
because she
You know
can't
what I
help
mean?
it. But she will. She will. We've had this
Do you,
conversation.
So if you when a woman gets hooked towards you, does it get annoying? Do you like it sometimes? Do you not? Because if they don't, it would be kind of insulting, right? That means you're not
Right. I'd be
doing
like,
it
"Damn,
right.
what's wrong with my vibe?" You know what's fucked up? That's an excellent question, because what I would tell you is there's an expectation with you say, okay, I already know she's gonna catch feelings, right?
Yeah.
But then when she does, she's like, man, she should not leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so to your point, you want it, but you don't want it. I think there's an expectation that she's gonna catch feelings because it's an affirmation of your vibe, right? How dope you are as a person, that she wants more time with you. But the reason that you guys are in that situation from the inception is because you don't want anything more than what's been established from the jump. So it kind of works against each other.
It depends on the chick for me because, you know, I just, there's levels to everything. You know what I mean? So I may not know initially when it comes to the jump off, you're just going to know what it is. You know, you're just going to know what it is.
It's hard to
I know
describe.
I'm simplifing it, but you're just going to
It's
know
just
what
a-
it
It's
is.
just
So
a
do you-
feeling. You got to find the force.
So you have a one night stand with someone. What then determines if you put them in the jump off role where it becomes something?
I've only
on a
had
regular
one
basis?
one-night stand in my life, so it's not something that
Really?
I'm
I'm
well-versed in.
surprised. I would have thought that you've had multiple.
When I hit it once, they tend to want it twice.
What? No, I'm saying when
No,
it
but
starts with a
initially-
one night stand.
Yeah.
And so like when you do that, and then how do you decide? Okay, well this is going to be a continual thing.
Well, I don't know if I ever go into a situation saying, "Man, I'm just going to hit it once." I think men don't think that far ahead all the time when it's something casual. Because again, I'm not approaching this
It
woman that I
depends.
think I see
I
something
think that
so
depends.
great in. Like, you
you're
going
in
to
a-
see
you're in
what
a
it is.
Different country. You're at a NAMBA a freaking conference or
but-
some shit like that, and you know that this is like the last fucking time that I'm ever gonna see this chick. Like you automatically in your mind are thinking like, yeah, this is one time it's fine with me. Straight Drake lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if I ever think that way. I just think however it goes, it goes. But I never go into a situation thinking, hey, you know, I just want to hit it once.
I think it depends on her vibe. I mean,
it
like
depends on her
you,
vibe.
you may. Like, I've gone to situations where I'm like, man, she cute, but I'm not sure that she got anything else to
Yeah.
offer me. And we spent some time together. I'm like, oh man, like she's a dope person. Then I've gone in with the expectation that, yo, she's a dope person from all of the things leading up to that situation. I'm like, damn, that shit felt kind of flat. Like it wasn't what I wanted. And so I think to Jeezy's point, I kind of go in with the same mindset every time. And I think the interactions and that person indicate or dictate kind of any kind of future interactions. You know?
I agree.
Has there ever been someone that you hooked up with that the sex was mediocre, but their personality and their vibe was really good that you
Oh, yeah.
wanted to maintain them in your life?
Oh, yeah. And it's very difficult because every person, and I'll speak in this case, women aren't good at taking instruction. So, yeah, sex isn't good. We can work on it, right? But you're not taking.
You're a bad student.
Yeah, you're a bad student.
You're a bad
so you're not
student.
learning.
There's so many
and
dudes willing to take it
situations
without
like
giving
that.
instruction. So why would they need to learn from you?
Because I mean, to be fair, a wet pussy is a wet pussy, but I'm different, I guess, because I need a woman to be able to handle me too.
I met a guy that I was with that he didn't have a lot of experience. And this is my theory on that. If someone is a deeply passionate person, you can teach how to do certain things.
Yeah.
But and I typically think a lot of times people that have had like a rough life have passion deep inside them. If you have passion, you can learn things. But if you're just kind of a bland person and don't have passion, you can't really learn. That's my thing. Like if a woman, you can't teach a woman how to have this like crazy passion where it's like, I need it. Like I need that cum. I need that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't teach that.
Say
It
it
has to be a
again.
desire inside you. But you know what I mean? Like you can't teach that. Or like same with a guy. But you can
And
teach that, but
you
you have
know-
to have that desire.
What I want to speak to as well before we wrap up,
I want to talk about the office wife too situation.
but what I want to speak to is the women that know how to speak to a man. When you just said, I need that cum, I felt that in my soul. And there are a lot of women, and my dick too. Yeah, shout out.
Shout out to Henry.
The reality is a lot of women don't know how to handle men. You don't know why you're single. You don't know how to talk to a man. You're overly aggressive, and you're fucking up communication-wise. Men are very simple, and if you handle us the right way, because I think everyone wants to be handled, man or a woman. You want a man that's going to speak to you right, and therefore not control you, but kind of guide your vibe. You know what I mean? And you two are going to be aligned in that way. So, if I could say anything to a woman, be careful with your words. Be careful with your tone and how you talk to. You'll get a lot out of them.
Yeah.
A lot out of them if you handle them right.
Agrees. Let me ask you, D, about, and I'll put it to you, Gypsy. What about office? Like when you talk about like my office wife, my office husband, like this is a legitimate status, like in some way, shape, or form. Do you believe that there's some out of bounds statuses or out of bound behavior associated with these, with that as well?
I'll let Gypsy take it first.
Go ahead, Gypsy.
So can you define what you mean?
So, like, for
people
example-
hooking up that work together?
Yeah,
Or,
they sleeping
like,
together?
You ever been in an office and then you have this self-designated office wife? He or she is taking care of you. They might bring lunch every day for you. They're the ones you talk to the most while you're at work. If you need something, they're handling it. Like the connection is deep because you spend so much time in the office. Like, where do you think the behavior get out of bounds?
well, first of all, I've never had that, but that sounds amazing. Are you fucking kidding me? Someone brings you lunch and okay, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good question because you see them every day at work and you don't want things to get messy. So with that, do you have someone at home or is you not have someone
Play
at
it
home?
both ways. Play it with, let's say you have someone at home.
You have to have someone at home because if you have a work wife at
That's your girlfriend,
work,
then.
that's your girlfriend. That's all you got. All your eggs in that basket,
Real
buddy.
talk.
You know, so.
He said throw your eggs in that basket.
You seeing her
That's
8
all
hours
you
a
got.
day?
You said that's
Yeah,
your mind.
that's your girl.
And then like you like fuck the person in the office and on your
That's-
lunch break.
You don't necessarily have to fuck them. That
Because I
might
was
be an
gonna
out of
say,
bounds.
I've had a
That
work
might be an out
wife.
of bounds.
So per se, a work wife, and it wasn't sexual. It was just we were always together. We were cool. She was, one of the only black people there, so we always vibed and had lunch together. Brought each other lunch and stuff like that. But it was strictly platonic.
But let's say you had a girl and she out here texting you, and at your work wife is texting you at 10, 11 p.m.
Yeah,
out of
she-
bounds.
That would be out of bounds.
Yeah, for sure.
That
Especially if I have
that
a
could
girl.
go wrong in a lot of ways though, because then what if you don't want to deal with them anymore and you have to work with them every day?
Yeah.
What happened if she is bringing you lunch every day? Do you feel like that's too much? Is she stepping out of
Yeah,
bounds?
a lot of obligation comes with consistency.
and that's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
true.
There could be a
That
lot.
is true. Yeah,
And
you
that
feel
obligation-
obligated.
Not even you. You don't feel shit. But she has some sense of obligation.
y'all go together.
Because of what she's doing. And when a woman has that, when she imprints on you or whatever you have it,
This is Twilight right
it's
here?
It's over.
Okay, I see.
It's over. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about it, D?
Man, I think it gets messy. I don't really put myself in
Yeah.
a situation.
The work wife
Yeah.
situation isn't
Yeah.
an ideal situation. But
To
again,
Gypsy's
if it's
point.
platonic,
To Gypsy's point, it's like everything's cool until you don't want to talk to her anymore.
Yeah.
Now she at work bitter and angry, and you got to see her ass every day. You can't ghost her. You gonna see her tomorrow.
She trying to set you up with HR and shit.
Yeah,
There's a sting at work now.
straight up.
Oh, and if they're petty, picture how bad that would be. If they're petty.
There's nothing worse than a petty woman, honestly.
What about the
Petty
woman?
man.
I saw this meme before that said there's two sides of every story and then there's screenshots. What about the woman, the jump off or the sidekick that gets mad and wants to like threaten and tell the wife? What do you think of those?
Come on, speak on it, somebody.
That gives me stomach aches.
I've actually been in that.
So it's like, do what I say or I'm going to bust you out.
I've been in that exact situation, and I never forget it. I read the message. She said, she called me a few times. At that point, I already had in my mind long game, short distancing. And I had a girlfriend, serious girlfriend, too. I love that hoe. And she was like, I never forget the text. She says, you better call me right now or I'm going to email your girlfriend.
Oh.
You called her ass immediately, didn't you?
3 seconds later. we talked for 45 minutes. It's like talking a suicide person off the cliff. Listen, baby.
Think about it. That's women do that. They get mad. They show up at the house. So you in that situation, you were forced to kind of kiss her ass.
I was.
And then how did you talk her off the ledge?
I mean, what she was looking for was ultimately attention. It wasn't that she really wanted to snitch because she gained nothing from it. If you snitched, then it all comes to an end. Because guess what, ho? If I really wanted you, I would have had you because I know I have access to you. So don't ruin my life. You know what I mean? So that's really what it came down to. But she just wanted attention, and I gave it to her. It wasn't fun for me, but it was easy. You know, have a conversation. She had a good vibe. It wasn't even like she was a chick that I hated or anything like that. Right. It's just she was stepping out of her lane.
She probably just wanted more.
She didn't stay in her lane. You know?
Is that like a fear too, that if you cut off like a jump off or a side chick, that they'll then tell your wife?
A side chick, not no jump off, but undoubtedly.
Jump off doesn't have
I'm learning a lot, you guys.
And there's no statutes of limitations either.
Yeah, there is.
For cheating, no, there's no statute of limitations.
You could have legitimately cheated 15 years ago, and it is, if she finds out, it was yesterday.
It could be 25 years later into your marriage, she find out she mad as she could leave you.
She won't though.
Probably not.
Y'all done made her life by that point.
No, listen, I'm talking big shit. That bitch ain't going nowhere. All she gonna do is not cook you dinner for a week.
Yeah, she mad.
And you good. You was gonna buy.
So you big
anyway.
mad?
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
No, you totally right about that. All right, so that's it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, man. All I say is, man, regardless of what your situation is,
Stay in your lane.
Read the room. You know. If you're communicating effectively, you know what the expectations are. Just live in those expectations, bruh. If you living outside of that, you're probably going to be outside of your lane. Let's just keep it real.
Be honest with yourself. Be honest with others.
You know what?
Mitigate.
Thank you, Des. You always throwing a nigga good alley-oops. Be honest with yourselves, ho. you know you fat.
Oh, God.
You know you ain't handling business at the house. I don't need this paper.
Talk your shit.
There you go.
But yet you have the audacity to feel entitled to this great treatment. Though I tell you, a man will do anything for his woman when you taking care of him and you treating him right.
Hey, that's facts.
And a man needs what he needs. Man, stop changing the contract and then getting mad at us when we like, shit, if you adjusting terms, then I'm going to adjust them as well. A man is visual, you know it. You let yourself go. You don't make any effort to get right, and he's supposed to be happy and only have eyes for you. Bitch, please. And so
that's real.
Dog, I'm gonna keep it real. Chicks will ask you, would you date me if I was 100 pounds more? No, you wouldn't date me if I was 100 pounds more. And they wouldn't.
Come on,
and they wouldn't, dog. But see, it's easier to say when I got a fucking 8-pack. But see, these hoes be on that bullshit, and they got these expectations when they know they don't meet it. You should not ask for something you're not providing. And listen, shit weighs off. If I know I'm slacking here, then I got to step up in other ways.
Yeah.
If you know your ass fat as shit, suck a mean dick.
Yeah.
Suck that dick like your life depending on the hoe, because guess what it do? A nigga would have left you if it was back.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, find balance within your relationship and then keep that shit real. Dog, they lie to themselves all the time. Yeah. And I know I keep going to the weight thing because I know that's a big thing for men. And I know you would never understand you how to shit. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, You're changing the contract. Oh, you see it all the time. On the opposite end for men, too.
What Lauryn Hill say? She said men and women lie to themselves, so what makes you think they won't lie to you?
Come on.
God damn.
Hey.
Come on.
Real talk.
And I'm sick of this big girl movement with everybody. And I know, boy, I
Don't do
sound
Lizzo
so
like
bad,
that.
but
Don't do
like
Lizzo
fuck
like that.
Lizzo. I don't mean that in that way. I mean that in this way. She got big girls feeling like it's okay to be obese and unhealthy and be happy in your body. Though, you gonna tell me Lizzo ain't at the house some nights crying, talking about she wish she looked better? Man, I'm not gonna buy that shit. Preach getting healthy and getting right, and then take that path. Show them the way by doing it yourself, but don't tell us that being overweight and obese is what's healthy and happy. No, that's not heart healthy. If we're gonna get real technical, shit. I know I'm focused on the visual, but the reality is niggas ain't living long either for that very reason. The shit, high blood pressure, all that shit in black people, you know what I'm saying, diabetes and all that. Come on, man.
Hey, we appreciate the truth, Jeezy. We
Get
appreciate the
healthy.
truth.
Thanks for the Jeezy nugget,
We
bro.
appreciate Gypsy. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. You
Share
guys are
the
so much
socials.
fun.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, let people know where they can find you.
What's up? You can find me on Instagram. It's Gypsy_Wonder_.
Except me, I'm gonna be send that.
You gonna link in? Okay.
Yeah,
Respect.
follow me.
Respect.
That's what it is. Yo, we appreciate y'all.
Hey, Brunch with the Boys, man. You can find us on all podcast platforms. A huge YouTube presence, Google, Spotify, whatever, Apple, whatever you can find yourself on. Check out brunchwiththeboys.com. Ends with a Z. That's the website. Gain access to everything. Also, hey, check us on our socials, Twitter at brunch_boys with a Z. Check us out on Instagram, Brunch with Boys with a Z. And Facebook, type that shit in, man.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
For sure.
We appreciate y'all.
All right.
Yeah, coffee and brunch. We can have our conversations over coffee and brunch. Ha.